This is an instructional video to show you how to mark, tape, and paint lines on a tennis court. The one concern I hear expressed more than any other from our do-it-yourselfers is that they don't feel they can install a professional set of tennis court lines. This is a complete myth, and this video will prove it. All of the graphics on this video, including the instructions and measurements, can be found in the how-to article section of our website under Layout and Paint Tennis Court Lines. Look in the right column for this link. For the measuring and marking, you'll need a 100-foot tape measure, a chalk box with a chalk line that is 100 feet, and a nail or a small screwdriver to make your marks. One word of caution: always use white chalk to mark your lines. The color chalks will stain the tennis court and bleed through your lines. Let's get right into the video. The first step is to chalk a line from the inside center of each net post. Once you've chalked the line, measure from post to post and split the difference to find the center point of your line. The distance between net posts is usually around 42 feet. That would mean your center mark would be somewhere close to 21 feet, depending on the distance. If your center anchor is already in place and it doesn't line up with this center mark, you'll have to either move the center mark to represent the center of the anchor, or you'll have to dig up and replace your anchor. Most people, if it's within an inch, will just move their mark so that it's right in the center of the center anchor. Now measure out from your center mark 17 feet 11 inches and make a mark on your line. This represents the center of your outside or doubles line. Notice how the person doing the marking holds his screwdriver under the tape measure at 1711 and then makes his mark on the court. Have your holder place the end of the tape measure at that mark and then stretch it to the other side at 35 feet 10 inches and make a mark right there. Now measure in from each doubles mark 4 feet 6 inches to get your singles line marks. Now you're ready to mark the back corners. Have your holder place the tape measure exactly at the intersection of your net line and your doubles line and stretch your tape measure 38 feet 10.5 inches, and then swing an arc with your screwdriver under the tape measure at that point. Now you're ready for your diagonal marks. This is the secret contractors use to get a perfectly square tennis court. Again, you'll measure from the point where the doubles mark intersects the net line. You're going to measure across court to the opposite corner 52 feet 10.5 inches and scratch an arc at that point. Of course, you'll do this for both corners. Now it's time to check your math. If you've measured everything very accurately and your holder has placed the very end of the tape measure exactly at the right intersection, you will have along the baseline 35 feet 10 inches. If it's any other dimension, go back and check your measurements and make sure you get that exactly right. Once all of your measurements check out perfectly, use your chalk line to mark these three lines, your two doubles lines and your baseline. This is a minor point, but have your holder hold his end of the chalk line up until you get to the other end, and then set it down together. You see the mark he made when he set it down too soon? Now stretch your tape measure back out across your baseline and make the following three marks. The first one, since you're at the far end, will be 31 feet 4 inches. That's your singles line. The middle one will be 17 feet 11 inches. That's your service tick. And the final mark will be 4 feet 6 inches, and that represents your last singles line. Once these marks are made, chalk all three of those lines. Now measure down from the point where your singles mark intersects your net line 20 feet 11 inches and make a mark on that singles line. That will give you the intersection for your service line. You'll then chalk a line across those marks. You have now marked half of the tennis court. Repeat these steps for the other half, and you'll have all your markings and you'll be ready for tape. If you have not yet surfaced your court, place a small tack or create a dimple at every intersection to preserve your measurements. These tacks or dimples can also be used if you have a court with existing lines and you want to use those as your reference point for the new lines.